Hey everybody, welcome back to Riesenbeck. I am literally loading the map in. That's how late I am to my own show. What is up with that, everybody? Hey David, Jacer, Chris, Steven, Tom, Roadkill, and anybody else that might be there that I just don't see in the live chat window. A little delayed because I forgot I wanted to drop a few mods in, and then I forgot I needed to update a few. I've got word that it may have been the Follow Me mod that actually was causing my issues. There he is, Terran right there. He's the one that led me to the information that the Follow Me mod might be causing my cultivator issues. So basically, I last minute remembered that I needed to update that, and I saw a bunch of other mods that apparently I had old copies of, so I wanted to update those. And here we are. Also was busy earlier this evening trying to get a map video done for the new map that got released over in the Mod Hub today. That successfully uploaded literally 5 minutes before 9 p.m. So I was sweating a little bit of bullets there on that too. That is done. YouTube is processing that, so I will release that as soon as we are done this live stream. All right. So, if you all remember, we fast forwarded through the night. Was reminded that I had leased this plow, and it would probably be advised to get rid of it because of the cost that are going to be associated with it. So we get plows. Which one is it? Which one is it? Probably this one, right? It's $510 to lease. It's $100 a day if we use it or not, and $210 an operating hour. It's $10,000. So it would take us, what, 10 days? We'd have to own it for 10 days. Would be $1,000. We'd have to own this for 100 days. Is that right? For us to basically, for the lease cost to equal the buying costs. So it's definitely cheaper to lease this. We'd have to lease this 20 times before it would make worthwhile to buy it. So we definitely need to ditch this thing. Let's go ahead and ditch that. Where is it? Leased items. 0.4 hours. Let's go ahead and ditch that. We're not going to need that for a while. Now we don't have to worry about that cost. Wanted to take a look at our cows. See how they were doing as far as food goes. And everything. Before we get going into our daily routine. We could top them off with food. They've used about a third of their food. Gained some weight. Remember what these weigh from the start. Let's find that out. Where is the? Oh, it's over here. All right, so they weigh 620 pounds. So they've gained themselves 46 pounds overnight. Nice. So hopefully they'll keep gaining themselves some weight. Let's go and top these guys off with food. We don't have to worry about we don't have to worry about water because we've got the water pump going on. Hey, Carl. Also, I probably have the wrong trailer pack. I wanted to put a trailer pack in, but I think I put the wrong one in. Couldn't find the one I wanted. Updated this mod. Apparently, this mod has a used version. I want to check that out. Might ditch the lease and buy the used version. Hey, Rubber Burner, what's up? Hey, Raznik. Alright, guys, so up in the upper right corner, now that the guest of honor is here, In the upper right corner, you're going to see a little exclamation mark. Go ahead and click that, and click on the channel there. He's got to be one of the most underrated YouTubers out there. Puts out great content. Just put out a Talking Tractors video where he gives his top 5 small tractor mods. They are great if you're into the small stuff. Go ahead and check those out, because you know what? He needs some subs, and he needs to grow his channel because he is completely underrated. He's putting content out there that is far above his sub count. So let's get his sub count up to where it needs to be. I want to see that rubber burner start putting out some content again too. Of course, he's on the he's over on the competing network, I think. All right, let's go to the shop. We need to get those bales over here to the farm. Hey, have you heard anything, Rubber Burner, from Doughboy? I haven't been on the FB today, but when I jumped on there last night before the stream, I saw he had a message, something about needing to. Uh-oh. Oh no! We're in trouble. We got the shimmies. He had a message about needing to go to the hospital. So, just wonder if you'd heard anything. Okay, so you haven't heard anything recent. Alright, well that was just awful. There we go. And of course, I forgot that we don't reset back to the shop. Alright, keep the sticks up. Keep the pointy ends up, everybody. Keep the pointy ends up. That is the best advice I can give you. Hey, this is like Groundhog Day. I think I've already been here. Oh, someone said I'm subbed. Can't see that on the other screen. Oh, I'm gonna bust an axle going over that. Hey, that map that came out today is pretty nice. Nice little map. Hey, Big Jim, farming, what's up? So I learned a few things today related to seasons and fallow. So you don't have to plow a field or cultivate a field for it to be considered fallow. All you need to do is, yep, I definitely have the wrong trailer pack in. Need to figure out which one's the trailer pack that has its own icon. All you got to do to keep the field fallow is to just not plant it for the period of 1 whole year. Thanks for the super chat, Carl. Much appreciated. So, and 1 full year is classified from early spring to early spring. So if you leave a field untouched as far as seeding or planting, cultivate it, you can plow it, you can seed it, you can not seed it, cultivate it, plow it, fertilize it, put slurry on it, do anything other than seed or plant from early spring to early spring, and then that is classified as fallow. Where are those trailers? Let's see, can any of these, this is what I added. Added this. Can I make this a bale trailer? Good. Make one of these a bale trailer. Could if they have that thing going on. All right. Well, let's see. Let's pick a trailer out that we want. Probably don't want an overly big trailer. TBT. I want to get one right before we get to that thing where it has the thing, the center. This one has a center, doesn't it? Yeah. I don't want the center. I don't want that. So we need to go down a step. 12. There we go. Let's get that in a bale trailer. That one. Bale trailer. And let's lease it. No, grass would not work that way. Because when you mow grass, it's basically going harvested to be planted. So that doesn't count for grass. Who forgot his weight? I forgot my weight. Grass will rot forever. Grass will always rot. So if you bale grass, you need to wrap it right away. In fact, you may have noticed in my animal video that the grass that I wrapped was not a full 4,000 liters. That is because it had already started to rot away in the time that I had baled it and then got a wrapper and started wrapping it. So, tedded grass, well, alright, so grass has multiple states now. So we have wet grass. Wet grass is grass that has a moisture content greater than 20%. At 20%, wet grass becomes semi-dry grass. Okay? So semi-dry grass will turn naturally to hay if left to its own devices and it doesn't get rained on. The amount of time it takes for for semi-dry grass to convert to hay is a matter of the environment. So it depends on temperature, the amount of sun, the amount of wind, etc. In my demonstration video, it took somewhere under 8 hours to dry because I mowed it around 12 and I was baling hay at 8 o'clock in the evening. Wet grass will not turn into semi-dry grass by itself. Wet grass, which means grass that you mow over 20% moisture, needs to be tedded, and the act of tedding it will convert it to semi-dry grass. And then you have to let it wait. You have to let it sit out on the field to dry by itself. Wet grass will not rot the first night. So if you mow grass and it's wet and you leave it on the field, it's good, I think, for one full night before it starts to go away. In 17, that wasn't the case. Grass would start to vanish at midnight the first night. But since they incorporated the drying mechanism, there has to be time to allow it to dry. Yes, I know I'm forking a silage bale. So if you leave grass on the field, wet grass again, on the field for a period of 2 days, I think that's when the rotting begins. We'll just make use. I was going to get an auto load trailer, but we'll just. This one doesn't auto load, does it? No. I was going to make use of an auto load trailer. Huh. Missing some paint. Let's look at the rotation schedule real quick. So, soybeans are a legume. I don't know what the actual, I don't know what the best rotation is. I would just click through things until you get what you like. There was a forum post that I replied to today in the Giants forum. And the first post had some information like, X likes to follow Y, which likes to follow Z. Your rotation and root crops should be like 2 years apart from something, and I don't know, it was a whole lot of stuff. For me, it's just, I know the crops that I need, and I just click through it until I get what I want. Very unscientific. Yeah, so, I mean, it may be that, like, in certain parts of the U.S., they'll take wheat, and then they'll put soybeans in, and then they'll put, so they do, oops, wrong way again. So they'll put wheat on the field in the fall. They'll harvest the wheat in early summer. And then they'll put soybeans down. in the field, and then they'll harvest the soybeans in the fall, and then they'll put corn in the next year, and then after they get the corn out, they'll work the field up and put wheat back in it, and it's a 2-year rotation amongst those 3 crops. Right. The planter has no effect in game, but the crops, the rotation always is in effect. If you follow up, and what I mean by that is, if you put, let's look at this. So regardless of the fact that we have, let's do this. So if you put wheat in the ground, and then you follow that up with soybeans, your soybean yield will always be 0.9, 90% of what it could be. If you follow up soybeans with corn will have an 8% bonus, no matter if you put it in a rotation or not. The game is going to do what the game is going to do. The planter is just so that you can plan it all out and have a general idea of what you're going to get. Why can't I? Straps. So if you chose to never fill out the rotation planner, it's fine. But Seasons is going to act as if you did. Because it's trying to emulate real life. And in real life, there is a penalty when you plant certain crops back to back. And then there is a bonus or a benefit if you plant certain crops back to back. Do a little sorry about that. Let's do a little fun in cab driving here. A little interesting tidbit of information for you guys that want to do in-cab fork work. On the left side of these forks, there is a rod. Right there, you see a little rod come out? See the rod moving here? Okay. With the stole forks and the stole implements, the rod just vanishes. Look. It's flat. So you could, you see that little rod, and you kind of know, once it gets right to the edge of that tube, that your forks or your bucket or whatever you're working with is basically flat. And that was just terrible. Hey, Darren, what's up? Hey, Haas. Hey, Haas, what's up? Straw. Hey. Hey, Dave, what's up? Oh, did you guys see the adjustable mirror mod got released today? I was just looking at these mirrors thinking that they could be improved. And like an idiot, I didn't even think about getting the adjustable mirrors mod. Put it in here. Alright, let's go get those other bales. You want to check and see if I have grain? Because if I have grain, I might just buy some pigs. Nope, nothing in the silos. Well, I might buy pigs and you get a pallet or two of pig food. Definitely have to make a chicken farm. Gotta make my kids chicken nugget farm. See if I can do it over here at the pig area. I don't think so. Nope. Alright, let's run over here. I don't own the land. Lights. I don't own that land. I own this land over here. Alright, I gotta figure out where this chicken farm might go. Well, technically, all maps are seasons ready. The only difference is that the maps that do not have a custom snow mask won't have bale rotting. So, like this map has no custom snow mask. Snow will still fall. it just falls back to what's called the tip collision mask. And you don't get any bale rotting. So if you play on one of the two standard maps, then you'll get bale rotting also. And you'll have a little better defined snow mask in place. But seasons won't break because you don't have a snow mask. Cody, you need to buy some roosters. Hey, Ice, what's up? Yeah, adjustable mirrors let you, through your keyboard, change the angle and tilt and all that of your mirrors. So there's... Alright, so there's a little rod right there beside that hydraulic cylinder. And there's the little thing that slides in and out of it. Okay, you see it? Going in and out, in and out. Right there. It's this position. The stole forks and the stole implements are basically level. Pretty close to it. Okay. When you can see the rod, you know that it's tilted up. Hard to see because we got an exhaust here. When you don't see the rod, you know it's tilted down. Oh, thanks for the sub, Colby. Cody. Sub, Cody, that's it. And that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's a 6-year rotation. Hey, country girl, what's up? Alright, we're going to get to some fertilizing the grass after this. Oh, I'm enjoying it. I mean, we've gone through a whole day and a half, so we haven't really done a lot. I think it's fine. I like the layout from when I looked at it from the mod contest. All right, catch you later, Big Jim. Rotation 1 through 4 represent individual rotations. All right, so this is one rotation. This is one rotation. These are read vertically. Third rotation. Fourth. You don't have to map any of these out if you don't want to. But rotation 1 goes this way. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, year 6. You could have as short a rotation as 2 years or as long a rotation as 6. The way this works is year 1 I'll put wheat in, year 2 I'll do canola, year 3 I'll do corn, year 4 I'll do wheat, 5 canola, 6 corn. So it's the same as if I did this. Wheat, canola, see, I could have just done that and got the same results. I just chose to map out 3 and stop. What's on any field you want to put wheat in? Any field you plant wheat in, if you put canola in it after it, you'll get a 20% bonus on the canola. You don't go nowhere do you go in and actually assign a rotation to a field. And let's say you didn't touch the crop rotation planner. You didn't touch it. If you planted wheat and then you planted canola, you would get a bonus on the canola. The game doesn't care what you put in the rotation planner. It has a built-in table to, the crop yield and penalty based on a rotation. The planner is just so you can visualize it and see what the game is already going to do. And fields remember 2 years worth of plantings. So to completely reset a field so it has no, quote, memory, you need to leave a field fallow for 2 years or 2 harvest cycles. Well, it's 2 years because the game considers a fallow year from spring to spring. Gonna put the hay over here. Yep. Go. Oh no! Not tip the tractor over. All right. Let's get to doing something else. Let's check our... Did I not buy that thing? There it is. So we got 33% growth, 13% crop moisture, 10% ground moisture. Hey, J-Dog 2, what's up? Oh, I like that this grass area has the train running right by it. We'll be able to see the train go by every so often as we are doing our grass work. There it is right there. Oh, no problem, El Marco. El Marco. All right, catch you later, Carl. We'll probably cut some of this grass in late spring. The name's in the description. It's Riesenbeck. It's one of the contest mods. The mod contest. Is that past? If it's after the planting season, it won't come to it won't mature. Basically, you're wasting seed in a field because the crop will never mature, so you'll never be able to harvest it. Then when winter comes, it will wither. I need 41 degrees, but I also need some ground moisture. So we're going to wait till tomorrow, and hopefully it will rain tomorrow, and then we will start planting. Hey, Tyler, thanks for the sub. Let's check here. Do we need to put lime down? Here we are. Here we are. Stop. Or drive into the water. Grass. One stage. Everything else we own is one stage. Field 36 needs lime, and that is it. All right. Does this thing do lime too? This thing does not do lime. Yeah, I'm not worried about lime because it's going to cost too much. We're just going to do this. Yeah, trains hitting you can be a bad thing, right? All right, let's go. We get a couple pallets of pig food. And let's buy ourselves a couple pigs. That map does look pretty nice, Paul. That's, I was just doing a map video on that one earlier this afternoon. Or earlier this evening. And, I'll be releasing that video right after the stream's over. We're going to raise pigs for bacon. Because pigs are just bacon makers. So I want to go ahead and get them started so they have plenty of time to fatten up. Hey, John Deere, what's up? Hey, Dog, what's up? I knew that I have seen that map before. A lot of Rich IF's maps look so similar. And when I saw the PDA, I was like, have I already done a map video on this? Because it really looks familiar. And there's subtle I knew it looked, I mean, it looked so familiar that there were subtle differences from the way the farm was laid out to what I remember. Like, there's a pond at the farm, and I remember doing a video of a map where that pond had something in it. Like a piece of farm machinery or a trailer or something. But I couldn't remember what map it was. Hey, EF Spock Gaming, what's up? So I stream a couple times a week. No real super fixed schedule. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I've got stuff I need to do tomorrow. I've got to put together the weekend roundup for Saturday morning. And I've got to got another map video that I need to do. I want to do that tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see how much I get done. Gonna make ourselves some bacon makers. Use my magic forks. How do you update your pick? What? How do you what? How do you update your pick FS19? What? I don't know what you're asking. More stuck pallets with these forks. When you update your PC, are you asking about updating ArmSim 19? Do you have a Steam copy? How do I update my thumbnail? What's wrong with the thumbnail? Still don't understand the question. Let's go a different direction. We haven't seen this. Hey, Happy Moist Eel, what's up? I don't know if this is a seat cam or what this is. This is the Fent 509 mod that's in the mod hub. Do you have a Steam copy or a Giants download? Or a disc? Do they even do disc anymore? If you have a Steam copy, it should update itself. No, I didn't think to put the adjustable mirrors in. These mirrors are how they are. Alright, so if you go to Giants website at the top, there's an update link. Then you need to download the update. And then you just double click on it. And then you just install it. There are all the ways to go till we get to the pigs. What more ways? No. I don't think there's 1.5. There's 1.4.1. 1.5 or maybe 1.45. There will be an update at some point because at least there'll be an update for consoles because it sounds like the game needs an update for consoles to have season support. Alright, let's pick out our Porky Pigs. So do we want the Yorkshire pigs? Or do we want the spotted? Let's go with the spotted. Well, they're more expensive. We'll go with these. So there is a bug that got introduced between the time that I did the animal video and the final release. That these start at a year old and are 20 pounds. And these are 0.2 years old and 347 pounds. Obviously, the ages need to be flipped.
Hey, can I interrupt you and ask you a question?
Sure.
So with the animals, do you have to have a male and female in there for them to breed, or do they just breed?
They don't breed.
Oh, they don't breed at all.
The girly pigs, the Gloucestershire. Let's see here. So this pig. That's the wrong one. So the pigs that are mother pigs are artificially inseminated and
When you
produce
buy them.
offspring.
Okay.
The
Okay.
male pigs are they just grow. They never reproduce. They just get fatter and fatter and fatter. So these numbers are completely flipped. Somehow they got flipped since the beta build that I used now. So probably shouldn't even do these until there's an update.
Yeah, because when I was watching the other day, I was confused about the beef cattle because they have the Angus, but they're only in a male, and I'm like, well, how do you get more Angus? But I guess you just had to buy them and finish them.
Yeah, so let's say you buy 50 Angus. You'll always have 50 Angus unless they die off for some reason. And then
Okay.
they'll get bigger. And once they are at a weight and age that you like, then they will, then you can sell them. But you always have 50 until you sell that 50.
Okay.
And then you can take, but like the milkers, let's say you buy 50. At some point during the year, some of those 50 will be artificially inseminated, and you'll see where it says next animal in,
Okay.
and you'll basically get you'll get a calf at some point after 9 months of it being inseminated. And then after another 5 months, I think, or so, that cow will start producing milk again. Because there's a period of time after it gives birth that it's obviously milking, it's feeding its calf, and not, the farmer isn't milking that cow until its calf has been weaned off and normal food. Once you start having cow reproduction, in theory, your milk production is, I guess, going to go down because your full herd isn't actually producing towards milk.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to wait till there's an update by the Porky Pigs. Let's see. We're going to fast forward and get to tomorrow. We just want to make sure that these guys are good. 666 pounds.
Well, thank you for explaining. I'll let you do it.
All right. Go ahead and
Thank you for plugging my channel. That was way too nice. All right, bye.
downstairs. So you'll see ours. Next animal, nothing, because we'll never get another animal. We got slurry because we don't have any straw. Hey Jay, what's up? Yeah, Seasons is available. Seasons is out. We're going to go ahead and buy a pallet of seed. Gonna need that. And we're not going to buy our cedar yet because I don't know if we're actually going to buy it. Let's see, where is it at? Cedars. That is 3 meters, $13,000. 3 meters, 14. This one's 4 meters. Probably going to go with this one just because it's a little bit wider. We don't want disc markers. Kind of like the handrail. And I kind of like the smaller tires. So $20,000 or $1,000, $200 per day, and $420 per hour. It's going to cost us $200 a day, even if we don't use it. $1,000. We're going to seed. We're going to seed 1, 2, 3, 4 fields: wheat, canola, oats, and canola, oats. What else are we putting in here? Wheat, canola, oats. Yeah. Thanks for the sub, Jay. We're going to put corn in one. Corn, wheat, canola, oats. I don't know why I have another field. So, probably just lease it and return it. That's probably what we'll do. Yep. So it's only for PC at the moment. Think of it that us PC folks are your beta testers, and that way when it does finally release for seasons, it will be ready to go, and most of the issues will be already figured out and fixed. That's the best way to think about it. Sleep. All right, 39 degrees. It's still 39 degrees ground temp. Man, we're not going to be able to plant today. That rain in the afternoon is what we need to bring up the temperatures. Let's really nothing to do until we can plant. Ground temp's too cold still. Ground is too dry. We're going to go ahead and move on. I could probably just leave this here. We could look and see if there's a contract worth doing. Oh, we could fertilize field 22. That's pretty good money. It's all pretty good money. Let's slow this clock down. Let's go fertilize some fields. First 22. Oh, thanks for the super chat, Dave. 22. He's right there. 20. Right beside it. Perfect. And 24 is right there. Oh, sweet. So let's do all those. Fertilize 24. Oh, I put it up here. I know you UK guys. You all are crazy being up. All right, let's see. get me where I want to go. Yeah, this will get me there eventually. Okay. Oh, I don't know about that. You can always watch it in replay. Right? You know, at some point I'm going to have to buy Field 29 because I just have a thing about fields with stuff in the middle of them. This field's kind of cool down in its own little dip area. So y'all saying I might run into problems with that 4-meter Amazon planter? There's some spotty weeds. There's some weeds. It's 10 for me. Man, I think you'd get sick going up and down these hills like this. This is one hilly map. All right, I think I'm going completely the wrong way. There is a train on the map. It's just one train. We picked field 24, didn't we? There's just one train on the map. Train line is right down there. Okay. Kind of cuts across the middle of the map and then loops around the outside edge. Hey, Flo Seca, what's up? All right, we'll give it a try. I really like the way this little train area is because it's flat. Yeah, it's like been carved out of the ground around it, the area around it, and it's been kind of cleared off to the sides to give plenty of room. The train. It's not really windy and curvy. It's fairly straight. There's two lines there. One line dead ends. The other line then goes up the hill and goes around the edge of the map. A GPS mod, there's the train. As in, to keep you from getting lost, or a GPS mod to drive straight on the fields. Because there is the guidance steering. Thanks for the sub, Thomas. There is guidance steering, which is out, which allows you to drive straight and narrow on your fields. See the train going up in the distance, and then he'll make a right and go across the map to the sawmill. And then he'll run up the line there between 38 and 30. And then go up there to around the spinnery, make a hard turn, and then come back down the middle there. So he doesn't go all the way around the map. Thank you very much. Let's do field 20. guidance steering. So it's not technically released. It's in beta. It's available over at GitHub. Wopster's GitHub, who also has helped develop Seasons. So that video demonstrates guidance steering, and then also will then have a link to his GitHub page to download it. Download it just like you would download GPS, or not GPS, Courseplay. Hey, thanks for the sub, Tristan. Hey, Jeffrey, what's up? We'll do this to pad our bank account a little bit. Pay for some of the leasing fees. Thanks for the sub, Timothy. This is a nice little grass area over there, too. Area 70. Little old field 19. Look at that little old field. That would be a perfect... if we had little potato equipment, that would be a perfect little potato field right there. I'm sure it will come out of beta. I mean, it was in beta for a very long time in 17. So I'm sure it will. There's, as far as I know, there's still a lot of work they need to do to get it back in a functional state like it was in 17. I honestly haven't even looked at it in months. Alright, check you later, J-Dog. Well, Jay, there's something called Auto Drive. I have absolutely no idea how to use it. But Auto Drive will allow you to map out a network to go from one point to the next. Auto Drive won't do any field work. It just will drive you from point A to point B once you've kind of mapped it out. We're going to have to go back to the shop. Get some more fertilizer. Oh, what's going on, Jeffrey? I'm doing pretty good. Channel's doing real good. Yeah, you need some small, really small potato equipment. But the way potatoes yield and the amount that pigs need, that would be, find the absolute smallest field you can and then use that one for potatoes. You know what? Hey! You ran the red light. Forests. Forests are awful. Yeah, I have absolutely no idea how to use auto drive. Confuses the heck out of me. I honestly don't mind driving from point A to point B. Yeah, course play can drive you from point A to point B too. Now with course play, you have to literally map out every possible course you want to make. But the way I understand how auto drive works is somehow you drive around the roads and then maybe you make connector points. Like you drive the roads, and then that records the roads, and then you drive from your farm to the road, and then you drive from the road to a sell point, but you don't have to drive the whole route again. Somehow it piece them all together. That's about all I understand. So this takes us back to our field we want to go to. Oh, it's raining. Get some rain. What field are we going to? Field 22. '22 should be this one right here. I'll catch you later, Bryson. Too bad we don't have a thunderstorm. You guys have never seen the in-game lightning. It's quite a sight. Oh, now we're in mid-spring. You can see we've got some leaf. Some of the trees are leaved out. They're not fully leafed out. They're not all that way. Looks like there's some upper branches that are still bare. Man, now it's starting to rain hard. Got some serious rain now. Non-player characters, basically the AI drivers. Well, Eddie, I know that they are working on trying to bring mud back into the game. But the game engine a lot has changed with respect to the scripting and everything. So it's going to take a little bit. One of the guys that's working on it is working on seasons. So obviously his attention was elsewhere for quite a while. No, this map is released. It was part of the mod contest. What's up, Will? Came in during a conversation about mud. Just trying to kill some time while we wait for the ground to warm up. This is one of those rare rainstorms where we don't have a lot of cloud cover. One of those sunny rains. Transportation from gas company to carpentry. Oh, there we go. Man, that delay made me worried. Hey, I'm not really sure how to pronounce that name. I'll just call you Sai if that's okay with you. This map will work. Yeah, it's seasons compatible. Doesn't have a snow mask, but it doesn't need a snow mask for you to be able to play with seasons. Here's that railroad track. You don't need a snow mask to play with seasons. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? The only thing that won't happen is you won't have hay or straw rotting. I put some snow on here before I started playing it, and it looked pretty good as far as the way the snow was on the ground. It was in a few buildings, but it wasn't too terrible bad. Oh, that is a sell point, not the farm. What's up, Thomas? Lots of Thomases tonight. So there was a question about seasons length. Alright, so without really knowing what the question is, 24-day seasons at 15 times speed, yeah, that'll work. That'll be fun. I wouldn't use a whole lot of big equipment. And I wouldn't hire, I mean, if you always hire a bunch of helpers to do your work, then you may find yourself with nothing to do. I did 24 days, 15 times speed on a map where I had a whole bunch of fields. I had like 10 fields. And I used some modest equipment, and I stayed busy. All right, so where do we have to pick this thing up? Red, is that the destination? Where are we going? Gas station to carpentry. All right, so is that's the pickup, and then that must be the destination point. Okay. So I'm doing 6-day seasons here, about 5 times speed when I need to, because I figured that would let us kind of advance fairly well during a live stream format. I did a real crazy thing once when I was first learning how to play seasons, and that was we played 6-day seasons 15 times speed. That was insane because at 15 times speed, your day goes by. Whoa, the ground falls out from under us. The day goes by in about 90 minutes. And 6-day seasons, in 3 hours of gameplay, you've gone through 2 game days. So if you're not on top of the ball and knowing exactly what you want to do, then you could really get caught out and run out of time doing things. Eight-day seasons or 24-day seasons at 15 times speed was pretty relaxed. And you could just chill, and if it took you a day to plant an entire field, it didn't really matter because you had a whole bunch of other days to do it in. So I think it took me like 8 days to cultivate all my fields, but I still had another 16 days of spring to do the rest of the work. I would not advise 24-day seasons at something like 5 times speed or 1 time speed. You'll never get anywhere. I mean, you could probably literally play the entire map on any map with that much time. These magic forks can be found over at modhoster.com. They're named Easy Load Bale Fork, Easy Load Pallet Fork. Basically can turn the collision off on the forks. So no more pallets getting stuck. Can't unload a pallet because it's stuck on the forks. Just drop them. All right, let's Get down to the sawmill. Now, interesting enough, some folks were asking me earlier today if we were going to do a 24-day challenge again. I don't know. We'll have to find the right map. Maybe Nebraska lands will be a 24-day challenge worthy map. That would be correct, Ninja. It does get indeed very dark. But you know what? It gets dark out in the country. What is wrong with you? Alright, let's see. Can we get that way? Go this way. Or this way. No, let's just do it this way. Oh, and then a train comes. Well, Tom, what it involved was basically we picked a map. And I basically said, let's play 24-day seasons. And then I basically said, I challenged other people to do it and basically said, pick a map, any map you want, play 24-day seasons, 15 times speed, and just have fun. Because at the time there were some seasons critics out there that were like, you can never make money on seasons. There's no way to do it. You know, you're going to go bankrupt. And basically, well, they were trying to play the game with seasons the way they would play it normally. And they basically had this massive amount of equipment from day one, and they were paying all kinds of maintenance fees every night. And yeah, they were going to go broke for sure because they couldn't manage their expenses. And I don't know, maybe 24 folks did it, and a lot of them said they completely enjoyed the experience because it was fairly relaxing because there was no stress. Hey, Danon, what's up? Dan Ian? How is it down in Australia? I mean, I think it really takes a good map. I did it on Churn Farm for 17. You started with like 10 or 11 fields, and they were fairly good sized fields. And I used like 6-meter stuff, nothing huge. And I figured if I could do one field per game day. If it took me a day to cultivate a field, then it took me a day. Because I figured I had like, 10 fields to do. and I had 24 days of spring. I had more than enough time to cultivate and plant and fertilize those fields, and I did. And about the time I got done, it was summertime. And summertime was in time to do soybeans, corn, and do some grass work. Make hay. That's what we did. Then when we ran out of things to do, I started doing some forestry to earn some extra money. About the time we got tired of forestry, it was fall. The autumn, it was time to harvest. And once we had some, in the summer, once we had some hay, then I would buy some cows, and we have the cows to work with. And once we had enough crop come in the fall, I'd buy pigs, and we would then do our pig work and everything. And over winter, we did forestry. Again, we're going 15 times speed. It's just an hour and a half. So just needs the right map. Well, with seasons now really requiring you to feed every day or every other day, you know, if you had a whole bunch of animals, if you had cows, pigs, sheep, and horses, it could take you a good part of the day just to do your animal care before you even then get time to get out in the field to do anything. You may find yourself rushing around trying to take care of your animals, and before you know it, half the day's gone by. Then you have the rest of the day to do a little bit of field work before it gets too dark. I need to turn around. There we go. It's not too bad. We had a pretty good day here too. It was in the mid 80s, I think. Low humidity, very comfortable. All right, let's check our forecast. We got rain in the we have rain in the forecast for midnight. Then good weather Thursday. Friday rain again. Hopefully our ground temps come up. Let's go check the field moisture after a rain. Remember, it was 10%. Now we're at 17%, so we could plant anytime that we get good temperatures. We don't have to worry about low moisture. Yeah, I'd say right now the biggest hold up on picking a good quote unquote 24-day season map would be the lack of snow masks. I think if you're going to want to spend that much time on a map, you're going to want to have a good snow mask to work with. There we go. We got our soil temperature. We're good to go. Now we can plant. So, Listani, what you need to do is you need to go here and you need to buy. You need to buy this MT9 hand tool. It's under Tools Miscellaneous. Once you buy that, just come out here to a field, point at the field, and hold the mouse button down. What you get is you get the altitude, get the coordinates, get the level of fertilization, and you get the ground moisture, 15%. If we look at seasons, if we look at the drought, says anything below 12% is considered drought. And our wheat has no drought resistance. Our oat has no drought resistance, nor does our canola. So everything that we're going to plant in spring has 0 drought resistance. So we want to make sure that we have decent periods of rain so that we don't run the risk of basically our crop having a failed germination or withering early as a result of basically not having enough moisture. And you can get all kinds of information off of it. Like, let's go find a field that's planted. So this field has crop in it. So this field has sugar beets. It has 0% growth, 37% crop moisture, 33% fertilization, and 15% ground moisture. You can also check on the growth state of trees. So any tree that is part of the map will always be 100% growth. But trees you plant, you can check on the growth state, and it would tell you. You could hit it on a bale, and it would tell you the fill type, hay, straw, and it would tell you how much is in the bale. Hay, straw, silage. If it's a silage bale, it would tell you how close it was to fermenting. I don't know the answer to your question about the shop. All right, let's take a look at our seeders. So we also have this. It's 3.6 meters. We have the good old Coon. That's $35,000. $25,000. Oh, thanks for the sub, Mr. Zilg. Yeah. Let's get this. I want the small wheels. That, and we're going to lease it. Why did I spend extra money to lease handrails? I don't know. Just love the seed palette from 1.4. I don't know why everything I'm buying at the shop has wear marks. Might let the guys know over at Seasons what's going on. Check your log, see if you get any kind of errors. You probably do. Make sure it's a Farm Sim 19 mod and not a 17 mod. Yeah, I got slow mode turned on just because. Whoa! Yeah, we got almost 150 watching. I don't know how many people are chatting, but it can be kind of hard to keep up with if there's a whole bunch of chats, scrolling through the screen. All right, so let's put in our first crop. Let's make this. Let's look. This had a cereal in it. Okay. It had a cereal in it, so let's put canola in. Canola. Definitely plant canola now, right? Yep, good time to put canola in the ground. Turn it on. Let's get to town. First seed in the ground. Well, sometimes folks will pass off a 17 mod as 19. They'll change the name and they'll do all kinds of things. Raz, we're trying to make you famous too. With your Lewis stories. Let's see, are we getting a fertilization bonus? We are. We are indeed. The reason I picked canola is because this field was last planted by an AI farmer in a cereal crop. And according to the planner, it's best to follow up a cereal crop with a whatever canola is. Oilseed, I think. Yeah, I mean, so like, it's a black background in the shop. When you buy it, everything, like the sky goes black. I don't really have a clue, but Yeah, we got to 43 degrees. Got good ground temp overnight. See, the trees are leaved out a little bit more today than they were yesterday. There are indeed 3 fertilization states. Season's added another one in. Not that exciting, Chasey. Now in 17, trees would change with every transition, but they would be the same. In 19, trees change even in the same transition. So we saw a different mid-spring tree yesterday than we do see today. In theory, the longer your season length, I guess the more subtle the transitions are going to be. Just a little bit there. Let's do this. Hire a helper. And let's take a look at some things. Like we have, see, we've got some germination failed. Look at that. So look at all these fields that are planted. Okay. We've got a whole lot of germination faileds because they probably planted when the ground was just a little bit too dry. Let's run over there and take a look at some of these. Oh, they haven't even come up yet. None of them are growing. They're still. So we have germination failed. Right here. See, it says planted in the lower right. I'll walk up here. It says germination failed. Now it says planted again. So basically, this guy's losing a little bit of his field. A little bit over here. A lot of these fields that were planted early, when we had undesirable ground moisture, we're seeing some germination failures. So when we actually get growth on this field, we're going to see little bare spots. Jacer, I don't know. I mean, it's 17. I think it was 5 years, so it's probably the same. Hey, Mandy, what's up? So what we should see out of our fields, because we waited, we were hopefully smart, is when our fields tomorrow, we should see, hopefully, germination on our fields. and we shouldn't have any failed germination. And then hopefully we don't have a drought condition to where we lose part of our field as a result of drought. But it's all kind of a risk. I didn't see who was the sub. I can't read that in my screen. Oh, Mandy. Thanks for the sub, Mandy. So Jeffrey, something else that adds moisture now, or not moisture, but fertilization is, as you can see, we're getting a fertilization layer by planting. We don't have any fertilizer in our seeder, but the reason we're getting that is because we have a favorable rotation. So we had a cereal crop in the field last time, and we're putting an oil seed, we're putting canola in. So we're going to get a 20% bonus as a result of that. Now, if we put wheat in, like here we have cereal followed by a cereal, we don't get a bonus the second time around. We wouldn't have gotten a fertilization bonus if we put wheat in the field because it had a cereal crop in it before. Look in your log. In your FarmSim19 folder, there's a log.txt. See if it says anything about that mod. Hey, Mallory, what's up? What we're probably going to do is we're probably going to finish seeding this field, and then we're going to call it an evening. Got to work in the morning. But if you are not done, and you want to still watch some really, really good farm sim content, there is an exclamation mark up there in the upper right. Click on that, and it'll take you over to Raznik's channel where he has some really cool content. He's doing a really interesting role play on Emerald Coast. Last video we asked, where is Lewis? Today he just posted a video on his top 5 favorite small tractor mods. If you're into small tractors, that video is definitely worth a check out. Thanks for the sub, Ronnie. I don't know, James. I've never tried turning it off. All right. There we go, guys. We're going to call it for the night. Go ahead over to Raznik's channel. Give him a check out. I'm also going to be publishing a map video on the map that came out just today. I'll do that right after the stream here. Before we do that, though, I want to see. We had a legume in here. Then we had an oil seed. Legume and an oil seed. So it looks like we get, if we follow up, let's Let's go legume. See what happens. Let's do an oil seed. And then let's do a wheat. Oh, we get a bonus. So we had oil seed, legume, oil seed, and cereal. So we're going to put wheat into that one. Going to be a wheat field. Let's toggle over to wheat so I don't forget what we're doing. All right, so when we come in, next time I come in here, we're going to do wheat on this field. The reason I'm looking at what was planted is because, again, the AI has planted these fields. Once we plant this field, then we'll know what rotation to put it on. All right, real quick, what's the error? Maybe we can help you out. All right, while we're waiting on the air, we'll let's feed our cows. Check on their weight. Oh, okay. That's the name of the map. Or what about the map? Well, it depends on seed. Oil seed is oil seed. The oilseed radish is the same as canola as far as yield is concerned, and as far as then overall effect on other crops. But of course, you don't harvest oilseed; it just exists. So in essence, you could get two fertilizing bonuses off of oilseed. One, the act of cultivating it in. Two, the act of following it up with the quote, perfect plant afterwards. We're going to check our animal growth. £761, and now look, we have grass. So the graze mod kicked in. We have grass now. They're not going to consume the grass unless they empty out the total mixed rations. Kind of have grass as a backup. If there's more than this is being considered their pasture, I would think this would net. All right, see? Here's the cool graze mod at work, everybody. So here, this grass is shorter. Get out of my way, cow. I'm trying to demonstrate something. See how this grass is shorter than that grass right there? See how those two grasses are shorter? That's because the graze mod has cut this shorter grass and has left this taller grass because it didn't need to be used. All right, so you're missing the mod description in the zip file. That should cause it not to show up in your game. It shouldn't cause a black screen. basically in the mod desk.xml, it's missing the mod description version. If you open up any other mod, you'll see that in the mod desk.xml. You just copy that line and put it in that one, and that should help. All right, with that, we're going to go ahead and close her out. I'll check you guys later. I don't know if I'll be back tomorrow. Might be busy putting out, trying to put together a map video and the weekend roundup. We'll see. Look for an announcement. Look for the live stream to be scheduled at some point in the early evening, if we're going to do one. So until next time, happy farming.